Alright, so I'm going to run through adding a featured pick um, to a story so that it appears in either this top stories area or down here under multimedia. And I'll make a second movie that addresses how you add picks to this more news area because these are squares and obviously not 4x3 rectangles, so I will be talking about that. But as promised, we will only be working or concerned with one image size, and we don't even have to do any image resizing before we bring pictures into the new site. The Imsanity plugin does all of that resizing for us. So right now in this top stories slider, all of these pics are 332 pixels wide. We only focus on the width of the images because that way we don't have to worry about this sort of distortion that happens on the old site. As long as the pics are 332 pixels wide, we're good. And the images won't distort. So what we need to do is we're going to bring in this image for the Rock Poet story, which is 480 pixels wide. And we're going to bring it into WordPress, and it's going to be the featured image for that story, and that story will appear in the top story slider. And when we bring this image into the new Media Milwaukee site, just by clicking and dragging it into the post, it'll resize the image for us to 332 pixels wide. So I'm going to flip over to the back end of the new Media Milwaukee, and I'm going to go over to posts, because remember, news stories are technically blog posts. And here are all the stories, all of the posts. And to find this story super easily, I just go into the search posts area, and I'm just going to actually type Rock Poet. And I'll hit search posts, and it brings up that story. And I just click on it, and here we go. So right now, it doesn't have a story pick, and it also doesn't have a featured image. All this stuff is in the written instructions, but I'm just going to go ahead and demonstrate how you bring a pick in and show you how the plugin does the pick resizing. So I just, for the story pick, add my cursor wherever I want the pick to go, and then I click this Add Media button. And it'll automatically bring up the media library where all the images and MP3s live. But in this case, what I want to do is just hit Upload Files. And now all I have to do is I make sure I'm on the on that Upload Files tab, and then I find the image that I want to bring into the site, and I just click and drag it right in here. And there we go. There it is. Now it appears in the media library. But you'll notice that over here on the right, we have sort of this information area about the image. And remember, it was 480 pixels wide originally. Now it is 332 wide, 332 pixels wide. So that is that image's new largest size. So a student could give us an image that's like 2,000 pixels wide. You just click and drag it into this area, it becomes 332 pixels wide. Again, we only worry about the width of the images because then we don't have to worry about the images distorting. So anyway, it's 332 pixels wide, and that is the new largest size for that image. And you can see down here, it's like, well, okay, well, why is this defaulting to 300 pixels wide then? Well, normally this would be whatever the original size was. Full size would be like 480 by whatever. You can leave this selected, or you can leave this set as 300 pixels wide. This is the story picture, so it's fine at this sort of what they call the medium setting. So I'll just hit insert into post, and then this happens. And what you got to do when you bring a pick in is you just click on the pick and then click the pencil. This is new. This is just a recent update to WordPress. This way of wrapping the text, but it is pretty nice. You just hit left for left justifying the image, and you hit update, and then the text automatically wraps to the image. It will look better than this on the front end, so don't worry if it looks totally flush with the image here. And so now we've set a story pick, and again, that can be different than the featured image. But before I set the featured image, I need to click this home-top stories so that this image actually appears in the slider. And this is in the written instructions. You do always want to select the regular category first and then the homepage category. And now I'm going to scroll down here and set the featured image. So I just hit set featured image. There's the rock poet pick. If I ever sort of got lost and needed to find the pick again, you can just search for it. I know this one's called rock-poet.jpg. I can bring it up this way. But anyway, here it is. I just select it, and you can see that when you're adding the featured image, you don't get quite as many options as when you're adding the story pick. Yes, I can edit the image, but what's nice about this is, look at that, it's set to, or the image itself actually is 332 pixels wide already. Exactly what we need for the home page. So I just hit set featured image. And so this one, the featured image, is 332 wide, what we need for the home page. This one's 300 pixels wide, but that's the story image. That one, it doesn't matter so much, really. So this could be, it doesn't have to totally match up with what the featured image is. So now I'm just going to go ahead and hit update and let WordPress do its thing, and I flip back to the home page, and I have these here, so I can just click on the last one and check it out. There it is. So here it is, 332 pixels wide, and it's exactly what we needed for the home page. Now, in the next movie, I'm going to talk about what are we going to do about these images. So there is a plan there, and I've done some stuff with the code to address that as well.